What's up? What's up, Truth Nation? Welcome to the Truth Ain't in Us. Welcome back. And we're listen, guys. This is where truth meets culture because we are unfiltered, unapologetic, and unbothered. And tonight is Tell the Truth Wednesday, and we're getting ready to have a conversation that's really going to hit home and a lot of nerves for a lot of people. And tonight's topic is about sex, success, and self sabotage. You heard me right, self sabotage. So, before I bring on my guest host, I wanted to actually speak to Truth Nation because we definitely need your help, guys. We need your help. We need your support. If you watch our clips, but you don't download the episodes, you're actually missing the full truth. And we need you to please download the episode of The Truth Ain't in Us on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, because that will actually help grow our show and it keeps the conversation going. And we want you to watch the clips, of course, but we also want you to download the show because it's actually going to help our show grow. Okay. So that's that. And again, our topic for tonight is sex, success, and self sabotage. And yes, we absolutely live in a time where access is unlimited. And oh, something Satara just sent me a message, but I'll get to that in just a second. Um, yeah, she threw me off. I just saw a message popped up, but yeah, we're live, and we live in a time, guys, where access is unlimited, temptation is everywhere, and discipline feels optional. So tonight, we're not pointing fingers. We're just here to tell the truth. And I'm joined tonight two beautiful women. I want to see what Satara is saying. Oh, she said her power went out, guys. So I don't know if we're going to be joined by Satara or not. It just may be me and Vivica kicking it, but we'll see in just a second. But as you know, Satara always brings balance and accountability, and Vivica lived experience and real perspective when it comes to the conversations. So ladies, welcome back to The Truth Ain't in Us. How are
Hi,
you tonight?
everyone.
Hey Satara, you made it.
Girl,
We're
I'm freaking out. I'm like, look, I'm freaking out. Hey guys, how are you guys? I feel like, wait a minute. Did we pay a bill? It just went blank. How the computer. It's the
you
computer,
know,
guy. It just went blank.
anything can happen when you're doing a live show. So
Exactly.
technical difficulties is always there. And ladies, we are now what, 8 days away from Christmas? 8 days
Yes.
away from Christmas.
Yes.
And I know we're doing a show this coming Friday. Um, we're gonna be shooting that show because and it will be aired the day before Christmas, which would be Wednesday, December the 24th. Um,
Mhm.
and guys, we want you to please, when you're watching, and I'm talking to Truth Nation, when you're watching the show, we need you guys to put in your comments. And we're going to be, even though the show is going to be pre recorded, we will be in the chat as well.
Yes.
Okay. So we will be in the chat as well. Yes. So, how are you ladies doing tonight?
I'm
Hey,
doing,
it's been a rough one.
yeah, I'm going to say that. It's been a rough
but but we
moment.
gonna push through. We gonna push through. Hey, we're gonna keep it moving.
Well, here, let's do a toast, guys. What happened to Vivica? To the truth ain't in us.
Outer. You know.
Vivica, we don't know
Hey.
what happened to you, but here's to you.
Mm.
Okay. Well, before we get into the main topic, let's talk about what's happening right now because the culture always exposes the character, guys. Always exposes.
Exactly.
producer, and we're going to talk a little bit about this Sharon Moore being fired from Michigan. Baby. Deja, I need you to put that up in the post. Yeah, wrong one, Deja.
Right.
Wrong one. Wrong photo, Deja. So while Deja's doing that, I want to definitely talk about what's he's been in the news all week, and
Hmm.
I'm sure he's not the first, he won't be the last. But what I want to talk about is when pressure hits character and it shows. Do you think
Hmm.
that success exposes who people really are or just
Of
gives
course.
them room to hide longer?
Of course. I think I mean, it becomes a power trip for them. If they on a power thing. So of course it's
Mhm.
gonna be like that. Money plays a big part in it. So of course, I think most likely yes.
I see Vivica's having some technical difficulties, but she'll be back on shortly.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, well, let's get into the conversation, Satara. When
Okay.
it comes to that, um, you're seeing, you know, you're seeing the real person, and once you see that, I think that you get to decide whether their values align with yours or whether the character deserves access to you. And I just think that when men have this, and, and I say men only because they're the ones that's losing it all at the end of the day, you know? Um,
Well, I'm not gonna say that. I don't want to be biased. I'm not gonna say that. I just think you have some people. The money changes people. Period. It changes
mhm,
your perception of what you think, how you go about your daily lives. Some people might feel like they're not dealing with a certain caliber of people they used to deal with due to the money situation because they're not the same status as them. So it could
mhm.
be a different. It could be a number of things be there. So I'm not just gonna say men because I know quite a few women that let it get to them, but they have to be. But God will break them down.
But they don't
So
lose it all like these men do. They're not
no,
paying
no,
millions of
you
dollars
right.
out, you know? And I think
Yeah,
success often brings when it comes to power, money, and increased
mhm.
opportunity. When a person gains power, um, they feel like, the rules don't apply to them
Out of
at the
them,
end of the day.
exactly,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
And this environment can amplify existing character flaws at the end of the day. I think when you have that much money, that your real personality actually comes out at the end of the day. It exposes who you truly are. If you're that type of person that lies, that steals, or you just feel like, you know, you're above the law, then that's who you're going to be at the end of the day. And I think they feel untouchable. And Vivica, just to give you um heads up on what we're talking about right now, we're talking about Sharon Moore being fired from Michigan. And when pressure hits the character, um, do you think success exposes who people really are or just gives them room to hide longer? So that's what we're talking about right now, basically. Um, and I was telling Satara that I feel like when people have success, money, and power, and it increases the opportunity, and also they feel like they're untouchable. And what's your take on that?
I'm not sure if can you hear me?
Yes,
Of
we can
course,
hear
we
you.
can.
All right, I want to make sure because I wasn't sure if you could hear me or not. I was hearing you guys talk about technology, not agreeing with me today.
That's okay, but yes.
Yeah.
So, what's your take on that?
Um, Honestly, I just think that people today, life is just doing things in directions and ways that um, they're not sure what to do anymore. Like people are operating in a space of unknown.
Mhm.
Um, and we're trying to really just navigate the waters. I'm not sure um, how to take or receive that, but it is, we have to go what's going with today.
Well, I think that this environment can amplify existing character flaws, and it shows lack of self-control, number
Hmm.
1.
Hmm.
And I feel like they feel like they're untouchable because they have money and access. And I'm talking about a whole lot of access when they have money versus someone that don't have money. And do you feel like, I feel like it's more men. I know Satara was saying women, but I feel like we're seeing men pay out millions of dollars. We're seeing men lose their jobs. We're seeing men go to prison, all because of sex and success. And I'm just trying to, I want to navigate this conversation on why we think this is happening.
Because people want power, people want to be in this era of social media.
Hmm.
Everybody wants to be a superstar, everybody wants recognition, everybody wants to be known for something. I think the more they do, the more money they have, the more illusion they think that
Hmm.
they could be grand, and that they could this money is going to bring them power and recognition and sex, and it opens up to a world that they think that they're invincible. They think that um, sex brings them a pleasure, or the use
Hmm.
of people in sex brings them a heightened pleasure. That's the only thing they can achieve, and they try to achieve the highest high they can get. So it's like a new high. I don't even know if it's a new high
Yeah.
or it's been an always existing high, but it's a high that in today's time, I think that it was always there, but it's more polarized now because the world could see everything that you do. Um,
Hmm.
the more money you have, the more exposure you get.
Yeah, and I think too that this the successful persona can act as a mask
Hmm.
as well, you know,
It can.
and the people around them who rally, on their success may also be enabling them
Hmm.
as well. And overlook like their behavior and their character and their flaws at the end of the day. Um, and with this guy, I mean, he's losing what I think his what he was making was what, like $25 million.
Hmm. Yeah.
And I think what, for, it was it 5 years or was it 4 years?
I want to say 5. I thought it was 5. I could be wrong.
And I mean, people are risking it all for sex. Like
But is
I
it
don't
really
even, I
sex?
think like
Are they risking it all for sex, or are they risking it all
it's sex.
for their for
It's
something
for
they
clout.
internally that they're
Yeah,
missing? They're
How's it
missing
clout when
sex.
he's
yeah.
They
having
lack
to,
something.
these men, no. They're having to pay out millions of dollars. We can go back to Shannon Sharp. We can go back to Kobe Bryant, God bless his soul. We can go back to many people who are having to pay these
President of the
men.
United States.
Yeah, he had to pay too. So
Exactly.
I'm saying, so it's not about, I don't think it's all about clout, because it's about sex at the end of the day.
But you
It's
don't get
about
so much pleasure from
power.
sex. I mean,
It's about,
how
that's
long can
it.
you
I
last?
So
mean,
what do
I
you
don't
think?
How
understand.
So
long can
Yes.
they possibly
you believe
last?
these men are risking it all for clout? That don't even make sense
No,
because they're
no,
having
no,
to pay
no,
millions
no,
of
no, 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 no,
dollars.
no,
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 no.
that's not
no.
what I'm
No, I
saying.
don't think. I'm not
Mm-mm.
gonna say risking it all for clout. I say that plays a part in it, but at the end of the day,
What
they feel
clout
that
did
they
this
can
man
get
here
away
get?
with it. I think I'm not speaking of him being. I'm just saying in general. My whole thing to that is to say, at the end of the day, money. If he
Hmm.
got away with whatever he was doing, had been getting away for so long, you gonna get tried again. Oh, I got away with this time. Oh, let me see if I
They
can get away.
gave him the
So
power.
exactly. So at the end of the day, yes, sex played a part, but I don't think, and now in his case, that could have been the issue. I don't know.
Well,
Even in
he's
our
having an
shorts.
affair. He's having an affair at the end of the day, not only with this woman that works with him, but it's alleged that he's also speaking to OnlyFans. A woman came out and showed text messages of him and wanting to be with
When
her,
her we were
and
her.
she's an OnlyFans model. So it's sex at the end of the day. It's all about sex.
I don't agree with you. I don't think it's all about
So
sex. I said because in
I
order
mean,
for a man, there's a lack of something in that man, right? He's achieving
exactly.
something,
I
and
believe
it's not just the sex. It's something he has to prove to himself, whether it's his
self
manhood,
exactly,
justifying his manhood, whether he has something else going
hmm.
on internally. It's not about the sex because he could be having good sex with his wife and still cheat. So it's not
exactly.
always about the sex. It could be a
Well,
wife
I
that
think
gets
it's
everything sexually her husband needs, and some husbands will still cheat. It's
hmm.
more than just the sex,
then
and they
the
will tell
sex.
you if you ask them, it's not just the sex. It's
Just
Well,
to
more.
see if I can
I
get it.
believe
If I
people.
can see
I
if I can
believe
get
that.
it.
Well, here's what I believe. I believe that people show you exactly who they are, and that's the
I
gift
believe that.
because now there's no confusion. Okay, and you're seeing the real person at the end of the day when they have money. Okay, and they have access, and once you see that, you can then decide, is their value aligned with yours, and whether their character deserves access to you. And I think a lot, like, I don't even know, like, if he even knows hell he is at the end of the day.
That's what I'm saying.
That's true.
It's
That's what I'm saying.
emotional
So yeah, Marshall.
unfulfillment, and that he's using sex to fill an
Well,
emotional unfulfilled feeling. So it's
The
not about the
void. So
sex.
you're saying there's a void there
Yeah, it's a
somewhere
void.
in his life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I totally agree. I agree with that because I mean everybody does stuff on emotions. So I agree. I really feel that way. He's lacking or something is troubling him, and that may be the only way that he can get over
I
it
think
or
I think
surpass
he
or
The
gets all
sex is
over
pacify
the
it.
for that month.
addiction. He gets
It
addicted to
is.
the
Like
sex because it fulfills a need. Like
you're
any other
right.
drug. Any other
Yeah,
drug
yeah.
they're on, it fulfills a need. It's not the drug, it's the need or the masking that the drug fulfills. And sex is the same thing. It's a drug. Some people are addicted.
Well, he's
Yep,
now
that's
lost it
true.
all. He's been thrown in jail.
Mhm. Just like
Okay, for
crackheads. They
for
lose it all.
stalking. Yeah, yeah, and it's not even
You're
worth
high.
it.
He a crackhead, a sexual crackhead.
Who's that?
I say he a sexual crackhead.
Crackhead. He's a
That's a
big
new one.
PC crackhead. A big
Yeah,
PC crackhead.
that is definitely a new one.
He addicted.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. Now that
Mhm.
is definitely funny.
Mhm.
Um I also think that it's probably um lack of self-love and
Mhm.
self-awareness
Mhm. Mhm.
too. That's goes hand in hand when it comes to that with a
Mhm.
lot of men, because we see mostly men losing it all,
Mhm.
mostly men going to jail,
True.
over sex.
But you know why you don't see women? Because women are not going to risk their money over sex.
Mm.
Exactly.
And when you're a woman and you are the breadwinner,
Mm-hmm.
it takes you a lot to get that bread. So there got to be a whole hell of a lot of good sex to make you lose it.
Absolutely.
Whereas
No
men,
shit.
it may not be as difficult to achieve the financial outcome as it is for some women,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't value it the same.
Yeah, and I think we're
That's
stronger. We
true.
don't think we don't have a penis per se, but and we don't think I think men lead with their penis.
I think that, yeah.
I think they lead with their pen. It's not the head up here. I think they lead with the head down there. I mean that.
It ain't nothing but a little bit of hoe. So you
Now,
gotta think
let's
about it.
not
You gotta
say
get
not all
somewhere.
men,
That's the
but
problem.
shallow men, men
Yes,
who
Man,
don't know
exactly.
who
know
they
their
are.
self worth and who they are. So it's not
Exactly.
all
Worth,
men. It's
exactly.
just shallow men that
Exactly.
don't truly understand their worth.
I agree
They judge their
Right.
100%.
worth by their wallet.
Yeah, and we're gonna keep this.
What you said, Tanya? I think.
Vivica said they judge their what?
Their worth by their wallet.
Mm.
Mm,
Their worth by
that's
their
big there,
wallet.
girl. They
Yes,
wild.
that
Mm. I'm gonna have to
yes.
take a sip on that one. That was a good
And
one,
they
girl.
don't
You did
realize
that.
that money don't define who you are. At the end of the day, you can have all the money in the world, but don't even have a peace of mind. You
Sure
know what I'm
don't.
saying? And going through
Exactly.
hell. So, but we're gonna
Exactly.
keep this conversation flowing, ladies. And who's that? Someone's laughing. The
Yeah, you did.
little experience, something experience. Yes. Okay.
Oh,
All
the
right.
Lily experience. The Lily experience.
Now who
That's
was
my
that?
the woman responsible for
Oh,
my
okay.
look.
Okay. 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 Well, we're gonna keep this conversation flowing, ladies. And last week we talked about, they say money is the root to all evil, but sex has destroyed more men legacies than money ever could or ever
Mhm.
would. And tonight we're talking about sex, success, and sabotage. And I want to know. I need you to put up that other photo for me because we're going to talk about the culture and the accountability. Okay. And guys, we're watching powerful people fall every single day in real time. Athletes, pastors, executives, celebrities, and regular people too. I mean, regular people, they don't escape this as well. Okay. So here's the question. Are people self-sabotaging or are they finally becoming exposed?
Mm.
Hmm. Probably a little bit of both.
I would say
A little bit
exposed.
of
I don't
both.
think they
Well, let's
intentionally
talk
go
about
out
it.
to self sabotage.
Well, let's talk about it
I think it.
because
Okay.
I
Well, why do you
believe.
say?
Go
Go ahead.
ahead.
No, I was
Well,
going
I
to
was
ask
going to
Vivica's
say.
question.
Okay. Well, I was going to say. I believe when you don't truly have God in your life, first and foremost, or a spiritual foundation, you tend to live without purpose. I
Purpose.
think a
That's
lot of
it.
people live without purpose because they don't have no foundation when it comes to God or um, any type of spiritual background. And when there's no fear of God, there's no accountability at the end of the day. How can you give accountability when you have no fear? And eventually, what people do in the dark, like my grandmother used to say, what you do in the dark will
Come to
definitely
the
come
light.
to the light.
Exactly.
I don't know if you guys believe in that, but I
I believe
definitely
that.
believe in
I
that.
100% believe
I
that.
You
believe in
know,
it.
Like I believe in woman intuition.
Oh, absolutely, and
Absolutely.
that's a real thing. And
Mhm.
Yep.
men,
And
they
a
just don't
very
get
real
that.
thing.
They don't have no
Mhm.
men intuition. They just too damn dumb.
So
they
let me just clarify something I said before. When I said that men don't consciously self sabotage, but sometimes they unconsciously self sabotage.
And what do you
It
mean
may
by
not
that?
that may not be their initial goal, but they sabotage
Right.
themselves unconsciously.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
I
that's
definitely
with everything. I agree with you on that because I feel like that's everything. Men don't, they the thing of like women cheat better than cheat because men get caught. I think it's the same way. They don't think it thoroughly. They don't think it through. Well, a woman has a plan. It's already programmed how we gonna walk through this thing and we gonna do it. Men, they go with the flow. They take it. If I'm gonna do something and she don't do something, I'm gonna react. So they don't really know. So you're right. I do agree that they can't sabotage them without knowing that they're doing it because they get caught slipping. They think they have done it to they have no accountability to say, I got away with it. Then, let's keep going. Let me see how far I can get. I can keep going with it. But in his situation, I do feel that I know he's sitting behind where he's out now, but I got a lot of things on his mind. And I bet he's thinking to himself, I shouldn't have did that, or I should have
Was
did
it
it this
worth
way.
it?
It's always an if.
Was it
Yeah,
worth it?
yeah, exactly. Was it worth it? Did I,
It's too
now
late
I've lost everything behind it. Yeah, it is too late.
because people
Well,
know
I'm
it's
saying
wrong,
it's too late
but they
now.
convince themselves. Yeah, but I think people they know it's wrong, but they convince themselves they won't be exposed or they won't be caught. And they see it every single day, somebody's downfall, another man's downfall from a woman in
But they
sex or
think not
whatever.
me.
But that's
They think
that
not me. Just like women think that they meet a man, right? And they can watch him abuse a woman after woman, but they think when they get to them, oh, I'm gonna change him. And not me.
yeah.
I'm gonna change
Yeah,
him.
but that's
They can think it's
where the
happening to other
problem
people.
really
They
is.
can see it happening to other people, and they can think, "Oh, I don't do it like that.
Yeah, but that's the
I'm not like
problem.
him."
And again, that's
Right.
really what the problem is. It's a lack of self-love, a lack of self-awareness, a lack of self accountability. And do do these men who have money and power ever really take a look at themselves in the mirror and be like, what can I change about
What's
myself? How can I make myself a better
what's my
person?
word?
Yeah, they don't know their fucking worth at the end of
What?
the
They
day.
don't know.
But
And some
look,
of them
just
just don't. I
just for a
mean,
second though, it's not just men though. You got a lot of powerful women
women, they're
that
women for
that
women.
that
Exactly.
are exactly like that too. It's not just the men. There are women out there that will
Exactly.
sacrifice themselves as well. It's
So
just
we
that
don't see them in the
men are
news.
more
We haven't seen them in the
publicized
news though. I haven't
because
seen
the
them in the
men
news.
But
it sells more papers to tell about the men
that
than it is to
but
tell about the women.
man didn't tell about
Unfortunately,
a woman.
us
Yeah, I totally agree.
destroying our lives is to society is regular. We always do that.
Cause
So
you gotta
we
real,
don't sell
cause you gotta
papers.
realize,
So if we sold papers, it wouldn't be that way.
I disagree. I just
well, I know,
disagree
I agree
because
with,
I'm
cause
not because
you got a
only
lot of
because I'm
weak,
not
but
seeing
you
it.
got a lot of women, just like you got okay, but you got a lot of weak women, just like you got a
Mhm.
lot of weak men. You got women that are in front of you is I he ain't gonna do this, but behind closed doors we something. And like you said, you don't see it until
Mhm.
something tragic happens. That's when you see it or you hear about it. But you hear
Marry at
more. I'm
50.
like,
Well, you know
yeah,
what?
but
I'm going to take
okay,
that back
I'm just
because
okay,
gonna
you
say
see
what?
it.
marry at 50. Because Mary was willing to
Okay,
do anything
yeah,
for a piece of 50.
okay.
Well, I will say this. Like we do see women who sexually abuse students, their students.
Mm-hmm.
We do see that in the news.
Mm-hmm.
Having sex with their underage student or whatever the case may
Students,
be.
right,
So
right,
we
right.
yeah, so we do see that in the news all more often than not. So I guess I'll take that back. But and
Thank
I
you.
think
Because they
also
even have a go ahead. Go ahead.
Was
I was
that
gonna say,
Latanya?
I'm saying,
Was that Latanya?
yeah,
Latanya,
yeah,
there you go
write
with
that
that damn
down.
Tanya.
Tanya.
Latanya.
I can
That
say
is not my
Tanya,
name.
Tanya. Was that
Lord
Tanya?
have
But that
mercy.
was Latanya. That wasn't Tanya. That
Tanya.
was
No,
Latanya took that
Tanya.
back.
that's not my alter ego either. My alter ego is not Latanya. I'm just gonna let you
Well,
know
now I'm only
I'm
joking.
just
I'm
gonna
only joking. I'm only joking.
so
But Tanya, I'm gonna say this, but they have this series, they have a show about black women. Because I remember something you sent me a post a while ago about this. It actually was a movie on Netflix about this a school doctor, and she ended up losing it all behind a man that got out of prison that they started dating. So it does happen. We don't hear it as often as the men, but we have women that black women that are successful that
Hmm.
have been doing have done as not what he did told her to the point, but has taken the point of taking do whatever she did for her man or to keep your man. They have
You lost
a
everything.
show that says a show that comes on about how women to go above and beyond to be with a man no matter what. That's even from taking care, taking from their children to provide for a man. We don't hear it, and that's what the media is looking for right now. So it's best to put that man air that dirty laundry. But yeah, we have women out there the same thing. So that's why I say yes, I totally agree. It's not just a one sided thing. It's just the media brings more stuff to the table than they bring the women. That's it.
well, I
Hmm.
think what it is, women expose men more than men expose women.
I agree.
I think that's what it
I
is
I
agree with that.
agree.
I
at
agree
the
with
end
that.
of the
I
day,
agree
Yeah,
with that.
yeah, yeah.
So
I agree with
It,
that.
that's
takes
what.
a lot for a man to expose a woman. It takes very
And then
Exactly.
he's
little for a woman
and
to
then he's
expose
going
a
to
man.
be looked at a certain way as well,
Mm-hmm.
As a
and he's
bitch
going to be
ass.
judged. Yep, yep.
As
He's
a
a
bitch
little
ass.
bitch. Yep. There you
Mm-hmm.
go.
Yep.
Yep, that's what it's gonna be.
You lose a little bit of character, just a little bit of character when he
Exactly. Just a
exposes a
little
woman.
bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Truth Nation, we want to make sure that you are downloading our episode on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and that will definitely help our show grow. And guys, we're going to keep the conversation going on tonight's topic. We're talking about sex, success, and self sabotage. Self sabotage. And when a man reaches success, why does discipline often disappear? Vivica, why
Wow.
does yeah, like what the discipline disappears? Like everything your mom taught you, your parents taught you goes out the window um because you're successful for a
I
lot of
think.
people.
I mean, it depends on what you're talking about. We're talking about men of color, or are we talking about men not of color? Because I think it's different um, between the
We're talking
races.
about men in general.
I think it's different though. I think that when men of color get
Mhm.
money, they feel a sense of I've arrived, and
Oh,
their
exactly.
expectations are different,
And
and
what
their
does
struggle is
arrive? Yeah,
different.
but what does
Um,
arrive mean to them? When
it
you say
means
I've arrived.
Power.
that they have achieved what most people of their color have not.
And
So
so
Power.
they
they're
put
so
themselves
basically they're allowing money to define
who they
who
are.
they really are.
Mhm.
And really money does not define who you are
No,
because
money is just a tool to buy what you want.
we
It
see
doesn't
Ray J
define who
Right.
you are
crashing
because
out
Right.
if you was an
every
ass
day.
when you was broke, you're an ass when you get money.
Yeah, and we see Ray J crashing out every day. Like to me, sometimes money destroys
Yeah. Hmm.
who you
I
are, your
agree.
It
character,
does.
and
Mhm.
it just
It
takes you
does.
down, you know? Um,
But you
so
gotta think about it. The more money you get, right?
the
You
more
don't
problems
know.
you
You
have.
don't know more problems you have. You don't know who your friends are anymore.
Hmm.
You don't know who loves you for being you. You don't know who loves you as a person. You don't know when you're right, you're wrong, because
Person.
everybody's telling you stuff that may not necessarily be true. Nobody's being realistic with you anymore. It has to be hard to live in a world where nobody ever tells you the truth and you don't know who is your true friend or who's just your friend for your money.
And I think it even boils down to your family members
That's
because they will
true.
use you and
Mhm.
take advantage of you as well,
But
just
you ain't
not
got to be rich for that
friends.
to happen.
Of
That can happen
course.
at any level.
Oh, exactly. And when you say rich, so that's a great. Let's stop there because we have successful people who may not be millionaires and they be making two, three, four, 500, 600, $700,000 a year, which is good money.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay.
Money. Right.
And you have people in your family that will take advantage of you. You have people in your
True.
family that will manipulate you. They will
Late.
try to take you down because they may feel like, oh, you think you're better than me
Or they have
because
a
you're
sense
at
of
a certain.
Yeah.
entitlement. They have a sense of
Yeah. Oh,
entitlement. There's a lot of
exactly.
entitlement that comes with if you're the one family member that was able to achieve and succeed, then you need to pay it back
Pay
for
forward.
pay it forward
Yeah.
because they feel like you've done it and you should help me do it. And if I can't do it, then you should give it to me
Do
so I
it.
don't have to
You
suffer.
do it to me.
There's a lot of that.
Yeah, but we all have the same opportunities. And just because you don't have it in you to go out there and get it, why should I support you at the end of the day? And I think a lot of times we feel guilty when we become successful. We feel the need like, oh, we got to give back. We got to help our siblings. We got to help our and I'm going to leave the parents off the table because I feel like if you have a parent that has been there for you, have supported you, financially, emotionally, then yes, I could see, yes, I'm going to take care of my parents.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Mhm.
So, in that aspect, but when you have that guilt, like, oh God, I have to give back. I feel the need. And sometimes you want to bless your
Mhm.
family.
Mhm. Mhm.
Sometimes you do want to bless your family and you
Mhm.
don't mind, but then when you see them taking advantage of you, then I think it becomes a problem
Mhm.
at the end of the day.
But that, you know what that
It
is, right? Sometimes we suffer from a poor man's mentality.
So true.
Sometimes we want to save the world when we only really can save ourselves. And we feel guilty when we can't reach back and grab somebody up and pull them forward. But
And I'm
sometimes that person
definitely
that you're pulling forward is pulling you back.
amen to that.
So
Amen
you
to
have to be
that.
careful about who you move forward with, because not everybody's meant to go forward with
And
you.
even with your children. And I'm going
exactly,
to use Simone from
exactly.
Married to Medicine as an example. Like, her son feels the sense of
Oh wow,
entitlement. She's paid for college, okay? She's paid for college, and now he wants to go to law school and he wants her to pay for that as well. While he's running up credit cards, $60,000, while she's paying for him to live in this condo, while she's paying his car notes. Like, where, like, and I'm pissed off at Simone at this point, because I'm like, when are you going to put your foot down on the line and show this young man it's time for
sit
him to be
down.
a man? And why isn't his damn father teaching him how to be a fucking man? Like, Cecil needs to stand up. Cecil needs to get some fucking balls and support Simone when it comes to these boys,
Yeah.
you know? And
Agree.
Yeah. Yeah. The
it's
truth.
crazy.
Yeah.
I totally,
It's sad to say,
I totally
but
agree.
people, I don't understand when people get to a certain level, or when you become a certain person in your family, instead of looking up to you and striving to achieve what you have achieved and asking you about what you've done and how you've done it, and you become the
To
vehicle to
encourage,
be a change agent within your family. Because I always tell young people, don't aspire to be like me. I went through
Be
a lot
better.
to get to where
be
I am.
better.
I want you to be
God, yeah,
better than me.
exactly,
I don't want you to make the mistakes I made. Have a
exactly.
conversation with me,
I
because some
made
of my
exactly.
mistakes could have been avoided, and I don't want
Mhm.
you to make those mistakes. So don't aspire to
Mhm.
be me. I remember one time being in the mall, and a young lady said, "Who are you? I would like to be just like you." I said, "You don't want to be like me. You don't want to be like me." I said, "You don't even know what I've been through. You only know
Mm.
what you see. And if I told you my story, you would never want to take that walk." I said, so I always tell people in my family, I'm not wealthy, I'm not rich. Can I afford nice things? Yes. Do I still struggle? Because the more money you make, the more money you spend.
More money you
Mm.
spend.
Your monthly bill may be a couple of $1,000. Mine's maybe five figures. So I have to work much harder to continue to keep my lifestyle
Mhm.
than you have to work. At the same time, I tell people that rich people broke is not my people broke.
Mhm.
They
Bro,
short five
exactly,
million.
exactly.
They broke.
I'm sure.
I take 5 million in a day.
Exactly,
So we're not the same broke, but
exactly.
as you
Yeah.
elevate in life, your expectations change, your values change. All I tell people is stay grounded, because
Mhm.
what your mother and father, if you had a mother and father that was worth being a mother and father, ever told you, is stay grounded. Never think that your money elevates you to a level of you are better than. I'm
Yeah.
never ever better than. Never
Ever
ever.
better.
And you
Than-
know what?
Mhm.
I will say this too. When it comes to helping people or family, friends, um, when you're doing better than them, I think it's fine. But what gets me are those people who never give back. They always have their hand out, and them giving back may not be money. monetary
Money,
gifts
right? Just
or
the
anything like
time,
that.
right?
Yeah,
Right.
it could be something else. And when you see that they don't, but yet they will give to their friends, and it's the little things for me that counts. You know what I'm saying? It's the thought that really and truly counts. It's not the amount of
But
a
you,
gift or whatever you do, but I think when you
but
see
see, I
somebody that
think
go ahead.
I was saying you hit it on the nose, Tony, because that's just like God by tithing and giving. His thing is, if tithing is not all about giving money, it's about doing giving time, being, sharing space, or just you see somebody and you it can give them a nice word, or a hug to say, I love you. Had anybody told you they love you today? How are you doing? I mean, it's the same thing. And like you said, you have to be grounded. And for you, like you said, it's just a small thing that just lets you know that you have a purpose, and your purpose is that you're not looking to everything
Mhm.
monetary. It could be just the time or initial. So at the end of the day, we living in a world that, I mean, social media has blown up. We get to see everybody's business that's willing to put it out there. We get to comment like we're doing right now, making a platform to speak on it or whatever. And at the end of the day, but we have the right to make a conscious decision, is that's the road that we're gonna take. So that makes us different and set apart. When you get money, as you say, I haven't yet, and I believe in, I declare it. I haven't yet got to that plateau where I can say I can get them seven figures, them six figures as of yet. I want to know. I want to instill in myself. I want to be that. I want to do the right thing by, because the pastor that we talked about last week, he got on there that I kind of watched the show, and he mentioned that he said, you know what,
Who,
if
Bishop
prove to God
Murphy?
you can take it. Murphy. He said, if you can prove to God that you can handle the small amount, then He'll give you more to give you so you can grow to get the big amount. But you got to prove to Him that you can take care of the small amount.
And
So that just let us know that their worth, that He probably put in the work for what He did. God saw where his heart was, and then now money came and it took over. It just
and
took
that's a
over, and this
true
is where yeah,
and
and I do. My heart goes out to him.
and that's a true statement, because I always believe when it comes, when people ask, say, oh, well, I asked God for this, I asked God for that, and God didn't give it to me. Well, maybe God felt like you weren't ready for that blessing. Maybe you couldn't
At that
handle
time,
that
yeah.
blessing yet. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And maybe that's why, or just maybe, he's preventing you or protecting you
From going to row,
from
protecting
something,
you, right?
you know?
Well, maybe
And
you didn't put God first to begin with. Maybe you
yeah,
put you first because you said what God didn't do for you. So if you were putting God first, you would know you got to step back and wait
yeah, but what I'm saying, in some instances, some people may think, well, why isn't God answering my prayers, is what I'm saying. And they're
because
praying
they
and
ain't
they're
listening.
praying.
They ain't
Well,
listening.
and I think sometimes God does things to protect us. We may want
He
a
does it for
certain
a
job.
reason.
Yeah, and we may
Exactly.
want a certain job and we don't get that job. And maybe he's not giving us that job because that's not the place where we need to be, where we will
Right.
prosper and grow at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And
But
also,
I'm
I'm
also
a
say that
firm,
But like I said, maybe you're not listening. Maybe he's answering you, but it's just not the answer you want to hear.
well,
that
Maybe
may
he's
be
with
saying to
true.
self
you,
Yeah.
awareness,
I
yeah,
hear
well, you
you,
have to be
daughter,
aware.
See.
but
Well,
this
all
is
these
not the
things
job
are
for you.
true. All these
Mhm.
things are true,
Yeah.
Mhm,
that we're all
Right.
saying
Right.
the same
mhm,
thing,
mhm.
basically. And I also want to state too that I think that is very important, Satara, when you said this, was whenever you get to a point in your life and you're blessing someone, a blessing could be knowledge. Me being able to give someone knowledge, me being able to
Encourage.
uplift someone, encourage them,
Mhm,
speak life into them, pray
mhm,
for them. There is so much
mhm.
more
It
when it
is.
comes to giving. And people
And I
need,
can say
need to
this.
realize that.
We do, and I have to say this on live, on air. Everybody know. I can honestly say, Tanya, you encourage me every day that we talk. You me feel that, you've been doing what you've been doing for 31 years. Why you letting that stop you? Why you won't move to something that can actually so I can commend you to say you really encourage me to say, is more. Don't just and I had been at that plateau where I'm like, I'm settled. I feel like, hey, it's time for me to retire. I want to start that new. But then I had to realize I had to pray and I asked God. And his thing to me is like, write down. And that's why I say I get to Pastor Murphy. I kind of look, since you sent me him, I kind of been following. It says in the word, you need to write down your thoughts. Write them down.
Mhm.
And you have to boldly confess them to God. You can't say we crying and oh Lord, I'm going down. You have to be so at the end of the day, tithing and like you said, whatever. It's not about monetary. It's about encouraging, lifting each one of us up, whatever it may be. You don't know. You just should say them because your hair is gorgeous today. I don't know how that's gonna make you feel. You might be thinking I'm just saying to be said, but in my heart of hearts, I'm
Thank
saying
you,
I
though.
love your hair. I say I love your hair. But like we were speaking earlier, it's a self entitlement. I don't know where people get this from, and I know that I had to repent from. All of us had it where we feel like this is what I'm supposed to have. I'm do that. No, I'm not. I'm not do that. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, self entitlement. That to me is so egotistical, thinking that you all of that. Why you here beside me working? Because if that, you wouldn't have to do that. So at the end of the day, I feel like all of us have to grow as
Yeah.
people to understand what our worth is. And I like to say, everybody has a purpose. Whether you choose to actually venture out to actually find out what your purpose is, because it took me years to understand, Lord, when my mom used to tell me, do you know what your purpose is? I was like, what do you mean my purpose?
Well,
And I
look,
had
that
to
brings back
actually,
to our topic to say that if people had God first, they wouldn't be going to jail for buying sex.
Yeah, there you go.
They'd be
Okay.
virtuous, but they're
There
not.
you go.
So
There you go.
they
but
buying.
you
They're
gotta
not
go,
putting God first in their
but he
life.
And
allow you, but God allows you to go through stuff so that you can understand to know
well,
him.
we all
Because at
have
the end of the
choices.
day, I
You
look
have
at
a choice to do right or
right,
wrong at the
you,
end of the day.
right. We do. We all have choice. And right,
Yeah, he'll sit
And
you
absolutely.
down. So I said, so when he's in jail and he's sitting down with his thoughts, and he ain't got nobody but him and the voice of God. Oh, God will sit you
Trust
down.
me.
Sometimes you need to be sat down in order to move forward, and
and
God is sitting him down. Not to say he won't be successful now that he's out, and he's home, and there's not another path in life for him where he'll be very successful. But he had to learn a lesson, and God sat him
mhm.
down. I'm sure
and
if you ask him, he'll
Right.
tell you he learned the lesson, and he
and
will
ladies,
reinvent his life and do something different and be very successful. But it won't be what he was doing before.
well, ladies, we're gonna keep it moving, and we're gonna go to. It's time for us to do our little truth bomb, and this is where we say the part that people have avoided. We speak our truth, and access without discipline is dangerous.
Yes, it is.
Access without discipline is dangerous. Um, and I want to know from both of you really quickly. Self sabotage is often self betrayal. What is your thought when it comes to that?
We're gonna go first, Shatara.
And we got to
I'm
keep
Where
it
trying
you
to
want me to
say,
cool.
go?
baby. I'm trying to
We got to
say.
keep it. I need you
Go
to
ahead.
answer
Go
this
go
quickly.
go
Oh,
ahead, baby. Because by the time
self sabotage is self betrayal.
Mhm.
Um, I believe that when people self sabotage, that they're doing it in an unconscious way.
I
That
agree.
they aspire to have something, and they don't realize that if they get out of their own way, they could be very successful and
taking
achieve
it.
whatever they're trying to obtain. But they self sabotage unconsciously and not
Mhm.
knowing that they are the one person that's just holding them back. So I tell people, if you get out of your own way and you just do and you walk in the path that God tells you to walk in, then you'll be fine. You only self sabotage yourself when you stand in a space where you're not supposed to be in.
Yeah. And Satara?
I truly believe that. I piggyback off of what you said. Yes, I think that you do. You have to realize that, self worth. You have to realize, and it's something that we consciously don't know. Just like to me, like lying. People lie. You be like, if you ask what, if it's raining outside, no, you open the damn door and it's raining. You be like, what was that for? I ain't lie. So some people just I don't know if this in their nature, but it's just some shit they just say. You be like, really? But at the end of the day, I have to, like you said, we have to get out each other's way, get out our way, and especially allow to lead us. And I'm like I said, yeah, I'm not all holy and die. I'm a work in progress. At the end of the day, all I can tell you the truth. I believe that man upstairs. I take full accountability of my sins. I know that I'm not doing everything I'm supposed to be doing, but I know what I need to be doing, and that's the difference for me concerned. I totally agree with you said, Derek. I think we need to get out of each other, get out of God's way, and let Him, lead us and direct us which way to go.
And this is exactly what I meant earlier, guys, when I said that there's no spiritual foundation, that there's no guardrails,
Hmm.
and that, success doesn't expose your character. It exposes the lack of purpose in who they are and
Lack
who
of,
we are. Yeah,
exactly.
it's lack of.
Lack of.
And so let me say this, and this is a Tanya's teachable moment, guys. Self sabotage is not accidental.
Mm.
And I'm going to
Mm-mm.
say that again. It's not accidental. It happens when success meets lack of self love, self awareness, self um, uh, provision of who you are,
Period.
awareness of who you are,
Period.
and spiritual grounding. Okay. And when you don't know who you are, success doesn't elevate you, it exposes you
Grocery
at
you.
the end of the day.
Exactly.
It exposes exactly who you are. And when there's no fear of God, no discipline, no accountability, people start believing that the dark will never come to light, but it always does. That's what our grandmother taught us back in the
You,
day.
yeah, yeah, that's
you
true.
know,
And
True.
I'm parents, and I'm
and
parents.
yep, and that's the truth. Most people skip over all of that. And I just want to get you guys last words um on tonight's topic and any advice you can give to people.
I'm gonna let
So
you go
Tara,
first this time, Tara.
Put God first.
Put God first.
Put
absolutely.
God first in everything you do. And I mean, like I said, we all are not, you know, I'm saying hold it in down, but at the end of the day, I start my morning out when I hit the floor in the morning. My feet, I'm like, thank you, Jesus. Get him out there, my prayers, try to get him protect me. Because my job is stressing me the hell out. And I know that ain't no God. But I'm asking him, but I do believe that he knows my strength. He's gonna open the door to make me either move back or we gonna eat it up like this, just way back. We're gonna do something. But at the
Mhm.
end of the day, my things, you guys just put God first, know your worth, know your worth, you know what I'm saying, and go from there. Start from there first. That would be mine.
And Vivica.
My truth is walk by purpose and not by sight. Don't look at somebody else and say, I can do it or I can achieve. When you walk in your purpose, God will always lead every step. So I say walk with purpose and not by sight.
And I would say to men, this is my advice to men, and I know they're not going to listen. Stop allowing your penis to lead you and guide you. Start thinking with this head and not the one between your legs, because that will always be your downfall when it comes to success, money, whatever it is. And again, take some time to get to know who the fuck you are. Know your self worth. If you have children, be a stand up person for them. Be a leader for them at the end of the day. And yeah, that's all I have. to say about that. And tonight was absolutely wasn't about shaming anyone. It was about self awareness. At the end of the day, because once you see the truth, you can't unsee
Sure
it.
can't.
Exactly. That's so true. That is so true.
You
You
know what
can't
I'm
unsee
saying?
it. It's
You
there.
can
Once
take.
exposed, the
Exactly.
second time a fool.
Got to
Yep.
roll. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's it.
Yeah.
And are you guys ready for Christmas?
And be honest with you, Tanya, your truth is, and what you said, it only not only goes for men, it goes for women too. We
For
have to
women
make
too, yeah.
sure that we tell our sisters, don't be a fool. Don't be a fool. Think with your head, right? Don't think with your why.
For
Think with
JJ.
the head.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't
Yes, let's
Yeah.
just say
Okay.
that. Yes,
yeah.
yes. And thinking that you
Yes.
can that's your money bag.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not the money bag,
I hate
girl.
that
The money
term.
bag up here.
No, it's
The money
Well,
bag
not.
up here. That's how you get to the
and
bag.
I don't know
Get to the
why.
bag up
Yeah,
here.
I don't know why women think that their sex is better than the next sex or the next woman's sex. Like I
Baby,
don't get that.
I don't know
Cause they
why
got
they
the
do, but I'm gonna tell
juice,
you like this.
girl. They got the diamonds and the
I
juice.
don't know why, but after about you gotta have something. Yeah, yeah. I feel like I got $1 million too, new too. So at the end of the day, I think it gotta display it to make me feel like I don't understand why they have to make it sound like it's not that. Because guess what? The same 15 seconds or 15 minutes or 30 minutes or however long it lasts, but at the end of the day, you get up and walk away from it. Guess what? The
With the
feeling is
blue
gone.
pill. The
The
blue pill,
thought
it
is
may
Look,
last
look,
them
so, but
hours.
wait. When it's good, you only need but 10.
what? My point. My point. My point. My point. Because all
Yeah.
they getting out, let me stop. Go. I'm not gonna go there. I'm
Well,
not
I'm
gonna go
gonna
there.
say
But
this:
yeah, you're
when it's
absolutely
good,
right.
I want it to keep going. I want it to keep going. I
You
don't want it to
do.
stop. I
But
mean,
look, when it's good, you just put them to sleep.
or they put you to sleep.
Or they put me to
Hey,
sleep. But
so there you
we
go.
talking about her juice. When her juice is good,
Exactly.
it's one and done.
Well, to
It
all
is.
the women out there with the good juice, bottoms up, ladies. You are watching The Truth Ain't in Us. I'm Tanya Wilder.
I'm
I'm waiting for you,
Satara
ladies.
Vaughn.
Oh, and I'm Vivica McLean.
And guys, please, please, please download download the show, this episode on Spotify and Apple. And again, what that does, it actually helps us grow the show. So we need your support. All right, ladies.
Yes, we do.
And
Feel free to comment. Come in, chat with us,
yes,
talk with us,
please comment.
interact with us.
Even yes, and we will be checking back in, logging in on YouTube where we can actually come back and interact with you guys. And absolutely, please, 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 and please tell family, tell friends if you enjoyed the conversation. If we're making a difference in your life, if we're helping you grow, um, and we're going to do some
Or
shows about that
whatever.
as well. Yes. And we will be back next week on the 24th. On the 24th, our Christmas Eve show. And we want you guys to put on your pajamas with us. We're going to have on our PJs, our Christmas PJs. We're going to be sitting in front of our Christmas trees and we're going to have a good old time this coming
Bring your
Wednesday.
wine, bring your spirit.
Your
Let's enjoy
eggnog.
it. Let's have a good time.
Right?
It's going to be
Eggnog.
fun and festivities, and we're looking forward to it. And I just want to say, for all of you out there, just make sure, like the Tanya said, you come in, you view, you comment, and you enjoy us and spread the word, because that's all you can do. Spread the word. Just spread the word. We're here for you.
That's it.
Good night,
Thanks for
guys.
supporting us.
Bye.
Good
Bye.
night. Bye bye.